Hey friend, welcome to Receipts and Reflections After the Hustle. This is a space for real conversations about life, business, healing, motherhood, and growth. I'm Charlisa, and I've lived enough life to know that hustle might get you started, but reflection is what helps you evolve. Some stories come with receipts, because y'all know I keep me some receipts. Some come with lessons. Either way, you're safe here, friend. So take a breath, get settled, and let's talk. Hey, friends. Welcome to Receipts and Reflections After the Hustle. I am so excited. I just can't contain myself. This is episode 1 of what I hope is going to be a lifelong friendship. Now, before we go any further, I just want to slow us down for just a moment. If you're driving, girl, keep your eyes on the road, but I want you to soften your shoulders. And if you're sitting, let your body go ahead and settle into the chair. And if you're listening while doing something else, just allow yourself to be present for a moment. This podcast is not designed to rush you. It's designed to meet you. And today's episode is personal, not in a dramatic way, even though y'all know I'm kind of dramatic, but not this time, okay? This is meant to be in a quiet, reflective way. Because the truth is, baby, I'm not who I was. And thank God for that. Come on, somebody. Now, this sentence carries more weight than it sounds like at first. Because saying I'm not who I was, low-key, it means admitting that who you used to be existed for a reason. And that's okay. It means acknowledging that there was a version of you who survived things you don't even need to survive anymore. A version of you who adapted, who adjusted, who figured it out as she went. Now, the person I used to be, honey, she was living on straight up fumes and survival. She was doing what she needed to. She was also doing what she was taught, because I didn't have examples of rest, of self-care, of peace, if we're going to be all the way real, okay? And we don't talk enough about how hard it can be to release gratitude and guilt at the same time. Because sometimes growth feels good and uncomfortable and bittersweet all at the same time. There was a version of me that lived in urgency. There was a version of me that moved fast because slowing down felt unsafe. A version of me that overworked, overgave, and over-explained. Lord, not because I wanted to, but because it felt necessary. And that version of me learned how to read the room quickly, learned how to anticipate needs, learned how to stay ready. You know how they say, listen, I'm from the good south end of Seattle, and one of my mantras from the good old Pastor Sugar Free was, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Okay. So I lived by that. She wasn't weak though. She was resourceful. A little too resourceful sometimes, but we may talk about that in other episodes too. This is a safe space. We're being transparent, right? And I'm going to be real. For a long time, I judged her. I looked back and I questioned her decisions. Like, girl, I wonder why she tolerated certain things, why she stayed quiet in some moments, why she was people pleasing. I wondered why she kept going when she should have rested. But healing taught me something very important. You don't heal by criticizing the version of you that survived. You heal by thanking her. And that was a lesson. Because like I said, I knew to judge her, but I didn't know to say, you know what? I thank you, because you are absolutely who you needed to be in order for me to be who you are now, if that makes sense. And here's the part that doesn't get posted or celebrated, at least not from what I can see. Sometimes growth feels like grief. It feels like mourning. Not because you want to go backward, but because moving forward is going to require you to let go. And letting go of identities that once kept you safe, letting go of relationships that were built on older versions of you, letting go of patterns that once felt familiar. And even when the change is healthy, there can still be sadness. Because growth often means saying goodbye without a ceremony, without a parade, without a blimp in the sky. You know, I've always wanted a blimp in the sky with my name on it for no reason. One of these days, maybe it'll happen. Who knows? Anyway, no, just there's no big announcement that happens with your growth. Unfortunately, there's no closure conversation. There are plenty of people who are there to say, I remember when, but we'll talk about them too. Maybe we won't, because I don't feel like no, you know what? We're not. But there is just that quiet realization that something no longer fits. Now, let's go ahead and pause here for a moment. Sis, I want you to take a breath. I'm going to take it with you from the diaphragm. If something in this episode feels heavy, that doesn't mean it's wrong. It means you're recognizing something. And recognition is the beginning of reflection. What I know now is this. Growth doesn't mean I was wrong before. It means I learned. It means that I evolved. It means I reflected. It means I gained perspective. Hallelujah. Oh, Shondo. And I don't owe anyone access to older versions of me. I don't need permission to change. And I don't need to explain my growth in order to make it valid. Some people will miss the version of you that was easier to access. And that doesn't make you cold. It means you've changed the way that you protect your energy. And I'm going to talk to you directly for a moment. Sis, I'm going to hold your hand right here. If you've been feeling like you don't recognize yourself anymore, just pause. That might not be confusion. That might be clarity. And you are allowed to grow out of identities that were built in survival. You are allowed to want peace more than praise. It's not for them, sis. It's for you. You are allowed to want consistency more than chaos. And you are allowed to stop performing strength all the time. And you don't have to explain that shift to people who benefited from the old version of you. Growth does not require approval. And let me say this slowly, because repetition, helps it land. Some of us a little hard-headed. I'm speaking to myself. Okay. You're not betraying who you were. You are honoring who you've become. And the version of you that survived deserves respect. Put some respect on her name, girl. She doesn't deserve guilt. She deserves respect. And growth does not erase your past. It integrates it. Now, before we close, I want to sit with this gently. And I'm going to encourage you guys to go ahead and grab you a journal. Either go to the $1.50 store, because it's definitely not the dollar store no more. But if you're new here, I also have some really cute journals that I don't know why I just be stockpiling stuff. I think I'm definitely my mom's child. But I have a whole bunch of journals here that are brand new. And I would love to send one to you. So if you're new here, feel free to send me an email. I have my email information in the show notes. and send me your address or your mailing address, and I'm happy to send you a journal. So that way, whenever we get to this part of the reflection, because there is going to be a receipt, which is our life experience, and there's always going to be a reflection in every episode, and I would love for us to be in this moment together, okay? And I also want you to be able to meditate over it for the week until we meet again. So go ahead and jot this down. Hopefully by the next episode, you'll have you a cute little journal, okay? Now, ask yourself, what version of yourself are you still apologizing for outgrowing? And who benefits from you staying the same? And what would it feel like to honor your growth without asking anyone else to understand it? You don't need to rush the processes. You don't need to perform healing. You just need to be honest. Because don't lie to me, okay? And don't lie to yourself, okay? Be honest. And I'm glad you're here. And I'll meet you back here next Monday. Until next time, sis, have a beautiful week. Before we close, thank you for sharing this moment with me. If something from today's episode stayed with you, whether it be a thought, a feeling, a reflection, I hope you give yourself space to sit with it. These conversations are meant to meet you where you are, not to rush you, and definitely not to fix you. Be gentle with yourself this week, sis. I'll meet you right back here next Monday. This is Receipts and Reflections After the Hustle, because after the hustle, we slow down and we choose peace.